Out of hand fast.
What the fuck was that? You didn't check the door?
Hey, I'm the one making arrests. You're supposed to watch the room.
Yeah. Just check the bodies.
Hey everyone, this is the Bearded Zeno, and this is going to be my review for Battlefield Hardline, and what you'll be seeing is PC footage on medium, and I just want to apologize for the stutteriness of this video. That's actually my hard drive. Yes, I know it's very bad, so don't comment down below. You're not here to see the quality of the video anyways, you're here to hear my impressions about the actual game, so please, no comments tell me that it's shit, because I know it's shit, okay? Anyways, moving on, we should start off with my impressions on the campaign, and this is what I was looking forward to the most when it came to Hardline, and it did not disappoint. There is one mission, however, though, where I felt it was a bit That's actually the second mission, so if you can get past the second mission, with that feeling then you'll be pretty good for the rest of the game. And that mission is actually the shortest mission in the game, I think. So that works in his favor, I guess, because it's kind of but it's over really fast. So yeah. I really like the narrative that we're going here. I love the characters. The characters I thought were really, really awesome and expertly written. I love the locales that they took you to. And I really did love the actual levels themselves. They felt good. One thing that really and truly just rings with this game is that it doesn't feel like Battlefield at all. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a great thing, honestly. Not once did I stop and say, oh, this is like a different Battlefield. It's okay, I guess. It's Battlefield 4 reskin. No, throughout the campaign, I was thinking this was a completely different game. I honestly wish that EA had just branded this as a different game. It feels that different in the campaign. The multiplayer does feel like Battlefield, which we'll get to the multiplayer in a little bit, but the actual campaign, it feels so different. It's its own little beast, and I love it. And I honestly cannot wait for the sequel to this game. Bring on Battlefield Hardline 2, please. I really did enjoy the story, and just to put out there, I enjoyed 3's and 4's campaign as well. While I thought they were good, I didn't think they were anything special. That's not anything I would remember forever. But I gotta say, this campaign rivals Bad Company 2 for me, and I love Bad Company 2's campaign. So that should tell you something. I still think the Bad Company 2 beats it out because I love those characters more. Like Haggard mainly. Haggard's just a funny character, but there are some great characters in Hardline, and it's definitely a campaign that everyone should experience. I know most people just think that the Battlefield campaign is just throwaway. It's not. Definitely not in this game. It is very well thought out, very well executed, and it's absolutely something you should check out if you buy the game, and I honestly think it's the reason you should be buying the game. It's that good. Now we're moving on to multiplayer, and this is where it gets a bit weird. It feels like Battlefield, but it's hard to pinpoint what doesn't actually feel like Battlefield. There's some parts in the multiplayer where it feels off. The strangest part is Conquest. Now Conquest, if you've played any Battlefield, you know Conquest is the game mode. That's all anybody really ever should be playing in multiplayer is Conquest, and maybe some Rush every once in a while, which Rush is not in this game. Which brings me to my point that I don't think they should have added Conquest to Hardline whatsoever because it doesn't play well. I really and truly think that Conquest does not belong in Hardline. It plays okay, it gets the job done, but it's nowhere near as compelling as in Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 3 or any other Battlefield game. Honestly, I think Hardline has broken Conquest, and where I think they have fixed it is Hotwire mode. Hotwire is basically Conquest with moving points. And what Hotwire is, there are multiple cars spread out throughout the map, and your team has to fight for control over those. Basically, you get on them, drive them around, and the faster you drive, the quicker you take them, and once you have them took, you just keep driving them around until the car blows up or the match ends. And that kind of gameplay works so well with Hardline. The multiplayer is the fastest Battlefield to date. It is so frantic, and most of the gadgets seem to really be geared towards vehicles. And what's so strange is that most of the maps either don't support them or most people just don't use the vehicles anyways. Really and truly, Hotwire is going to be the only place that you're going to see people playing as the engineer always, because that class is built for Hardline. And there when I just call it an engineer, but really it's the mechanic of this game. They renamed all the classes, but you know what I'm talking about when I say engineer. Of course, the other big standout mode is Heist, and I gotta be honest, I have yet to play it in the final version, so I can't really comment on it. I've just been hooked on Hotwire. I've really been hooked on Hotwire. But yeah, I've reached level 17 in the multiplayer, and I've played a lot of Conquest, and I've played a lot of Hotwire, so felt that I could thoroughly speak on how the game plays. I can do a follow-up video later on Heist if you want me to, but you know, I think pretty much everybody gets the gist of how Heist plays anyways. But like I said, really and truly, you don't want to be playing Conquest, and that feels like heresy to say. It does. All my friends, I've told them they've been having a horrible time playing this game. They have horrible KDs. They're just, I don't like this. This doesn't feel right. I'm like, play Hotwire. Play Hotwire. You will change your fucking mind. It's so hard to explain. Hotwire is the new Conquest. That's just the way it is. It's going to be so hard to break ourselves of the Conquest itch, because that's just second nature to us to drop into Battlefield and start playing Conquest, because Conquest is Battlefield to so many people. So, you know, even I'm still guilty of it. I'll boot up and I'm like, I want to play some Conquest, and then I'll play it a couple rounds like, yeah, this doesn't really work. This doesn't work with Hardline. And I'm sure there are people out there that will enjoy Hardline's new mechanics and Conquest and all the good stuff, but the majority of me and my friends, we just have a horrible time playing Conquest, and when I play Hotwire, I have way more fun and I do better. That's just facts. I look at my stats and that's the facts. So I really do think that you need to be playing Hotwire. Hotwire is the new Conquest. Do not ignore my warning. Hotwire is the new Conquest. That's where you want to be playing. If you want to be enjoying Hardline, that's where it's at. Conquest is just not as fun as it used to be, and Hardline is just not. I'm sorry. Now, we gotta get into another negative, and it's some really serious weapon imbalances. And, yeah. The MP5K, too weak for a starting weapon. It's too weak. It needs to be a little bit more powerful. It's just on the cusp of being good enough to actually make do with, but literally everyone who uses the MP5K complains about it. They even give you the extended mags, a sight, a grip, and everything as soon as you spawn. It just doesn't work, guys. It needs a slight buff. Nothing major, just a slight buff to give you that extra edge, because it's a starting weapon. Really and truly, starting out as a mechanic in this game, it's a bad time. It really is. And everybody just saves up and buys that K10. And I don't particularly like the K10 because it is an ammo hog. That thing eats through ammo like a motherfucker. And I do not agree with that whatsoever. That's just not my playstyle. I hate ammo hog weapons. I hate having to constantly reload. Yeah, the K10 is not a good backup for me at all because I don't like having something that'll eat ammo that quick. So really and truly, I've switched over to the medic class, and I've been rocking the ACWR, which is a pre-order weapon, and I gotta say, I'm really enjoying that class. The assault rifles are king right now in this game, and the M416, holy fucking shit, that thing needs a balancing now. Literally, the entire enemy team that we were facing were playing medics with the M416 in Conquest, and that's how they killed us. That's how they won, was because the M416, the entire fucking team, was using that weapon. Sorry, Visceral, you need to nerf this weapon. It needs a nerfing bad. Really bad. I know you said you nerfed it since the beta, but I honestly think it's been buffed. I feel like you've buffed this weapon. It needs a nerfing desperately. But yeah, that's just that's my thoughts on the actual multiplayer. Like I said, play Hotwire. Don't play Conquest, at least not right now. It's really imbalanced, and you should be okay. Like I said, everybody's playing medic right now because that's the only really useful class. So yeah, Visceral, you got to do some balancing here. If you want this to have a life, you've got to do some balancing. This is just one balance pack. This is just one balance patch away from being the best Battlefield game to date, multiplayer-wise. Right now, everybody wants to love it. They just can't, because they can't have that much fun in the game. The only real place that I can find to have true, unadulterated fun is Hotwire. Conquest, it usually ends in a God damn it, that kind of thing. Nobody has fun in Conquest, especially on Everglades. I don't know what it is with that map, but that map is pain-inducing on Conquest. I don't know what it is. Like I said, this game is just one balancing patch away from being an amazing game, from being the best Battlefield game. Because right now, a lot of people are really just considering going back to Battlefield 4. Because you simply have more fun in Battlefield 4. And really and truly, we play video games to have fun. We don't play video games to have groan-inducing moments. And like I said, it's not just me, it's pretty much all my friends that have the game. And before you say, oh, you know, we're just little bitches and learning everything, we always used to be top 5 scoreboard. We were higher than average players before Hardline, and now we are less than average. And it's not us, it's the game. And the game, I don't know. I really do think it needs a balancing patch. It's something to do with the weapons and how they interact, and bottom line, Conquest is not fun. Visceral, fix it. Please. Conquest is Battlefield. Hotwire, maybe that's what you want to do? You want to get people to play Hotwire, and that's what it's doing to me? Currently, right now, Battlefield's biggest star mode is simply not fun in your game, so you need to fix it. Long story short, Battlefield Hardline is a great game. It's definitely the best game of 2015 so far, but that's not exactly a great compliment seeing its competition, but I do think it's a good game nonetheless. And like I said, it is just one bouncing patch away from being awesome in the multiplayer, but I do think the campaign carries this game good enough right now for me to be able to recommend you to buy this at full price. The one thing you're just going to have to deal with right now is the multiplayer. The multiplayer, I feel, is, I don't want to say unstable, it's just unbalanced. It feels unfinished. So that's something to look out for. Maybe just wait for the first big patch to come out for this game to pick it up. Unless you want to be in the ground floor and just experience it as it goes and help Visceral chisel this game out. Really truly, if you're interested in the campaign, or if you just don't care about the actual state of the game right now being kind of then go ahead and pick it up right now. You'll be safe picking it up, you'll enjoy it, especially if you're a Battlefield fan. But if you're not interested in the campaign and you're kind of worried about the multiplayer, I suggest waiting until that first big patch, because right now, like I've said, the multiplayer just does not feel like it's at the place that it should be. Anyways, I've been the Bearded Xeno for Clicking Fingers Entertainment. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video.
On Hardline.
You two know each other. I'm making you partners.
So why don't you tell me about Tyson Latchford?
His coke's for the rich and the clueless.
Lately, everybody's fighting everybody. If there's a wrong side, I seem to be on it.
Hey!
I'm not leaving you.
Hands up, now! Detective, do you know this man?
He does spreadsheets.